In a lush and peaceful valley nestled among towering mountains and verdant forests lay a tranquil rabbit village called Clover Valley. It was here that Boney was born, a young rabbit with fur as white as snow and eyes that sparkled with boundless curiosity. Yet, beneath his innocent appearance, Boney harbored a deep longing for something more than the comfortable and safe life in Clover Valley. He felt as if there was an unanswered call within his heart, an urge to explore the vast and mysterious world beyond the confines of his valley. Since childhood, Boney had been captivated by the stories told by the village elders about the mysterious labyrinth, an ancient maze located in the heart of the Forbidden Forest. Legend had it that the labyrinth was guarded by intricate riddles, deadly traps, and deceptive illusions. Many brave rabbits had attempted to conquer it, but none had ever returned to tell their tale. The labyrinth became a symbol of all things unknown and dangerous, a place to be avoided at all costs. However, for Boney, the mysterious labyrinth became an irresistible attraction. He felt compelled to uncover its secrets, to prove that he was more than just an ordinary rabbit destined to spend his life in Clover Valley. He wanted to show the world that he possessed the courage, intelligence, and determination to face any challenge, even the most daunting. Boney's desire often led to conflict with his parents, especially his mother, Ilara. Ilara was a loving and protective rabbit who had lost her husband in a tragic accident years before. She didn't want to lose Boney too, and she believed that the only way to protect him was to keep him away from danger. She wanted Boney to accept his destiny as a village rabbit and not take unnecessary risks. She wanted Boney to marry, have children, and live happily in Clover Valley, like all the other rabbits. One quiet night, after a heated argument with Ilara, Boney felt that he had no choice but to leave. He knew that he couldn't continue to live under the shadow of his mother's fears. He had to follow his heart and pursue his dream, even if it meant disappointing the person he loved most. With a heavy heart but full of determination, Boney left Clover Valley and headed towards the Forbidden Forest. He carried with him a small backpack containing a notebook, a pencil, a compass, a map of the forest, some carrots for sustenance, and a lucky charm given to him by his late father. He also carried a letter for Ilara, containing his apologies and an explanation of why he had to leave. Boney's journey to the mysterious labyrinth was fraught with challenges. He had to cross raging rivers, climb steep mountains, and avoid hungry predators. He also had to face his own fears and doubts. Every time he felt like giving up, he remembered his dream and his father's charm, and he vowed to never return to Clover Valley as a failed rabbit. Finally, after days of traveling, Boney arrived at the mysterious labyrinth. He stood before the dark and gaping entrance, his heart pounding in his chest. He took a deep breath and stepped inside the silent and mysterious maze. Inside the labyrinth, Boney encountered various characters who helped him on his journey. He met Kiki, a wise old owl who had lived in the labyrinth for many years. Kiki became Boney's mentor and advisor, helping him solve riddles and avoid traps. Kiki also helped Boney understand himself and discover his inner strength. He also met Fifi, a clever and cunning fox who initially tried to trick Boney, but later became a loyal friend and ally. Fifi taught Boney about the importance of trust and cooperation. She also helped Boney see the world from a different perspective. Together, Boney, Kiki, and Fifi explored the labyrinth, facing various dangers and challenges. They solved intricate riddles, avoided deadly traps, and overcame deceptive illusions. They also learned about themselves, about each other, and about the importance of following their dreams. However, Boney's journey wasn't just about facing external challenges. He also had to confront deep internal conflicts. He had to make peace with his past, overcome his fears, and discover his true identity. At the heart of the labyrinth, Boney faced his ultimate test. He had to confront the most powerful and terrifying illusion, the illusion of his own failure. He saw himself as a weak and worthless rabbit who would never be able to achieve anything in his life. But with the help of Kiki and Fifi, Boney managed to overcome that illusion. He realized that he was stronger and braver than he had ever imagined. He had learned so much from his experience in the labyrinth, and he was ready to face his future with confidence and determination. After passing his final test, Bonnie discovered the long-lost secret of the mysterious labyrinth. He discovered that the labyrinth was not a dangerous and frightening place, but a place full of wisdom and beauty. He also discovered that true courage was not about avoiding danger, but about facing fear and following your conscience. With this new knowledge, Bonnie returned to Clover Valley and shared his experiences with the people of his village. He showed them that the world outside Clover Valley was not a place to be feared, but a place full of opportunities and adventures. He also inspired them to follow their dreams and to never give up on what they believed in. Ilara, Bonnie's mother, greeted him with tears streaming down her face, a mixture of relief and guilt washing over her. She had spent countless nights worrying about him, haunted by the fear that she had driven him away with her overprotectiveness. Seeing him standing before her, safe and sound, was the answer to her desperate prayers. She embraced him tightly, whispering apologies and promises to be more understanding of his dreams. However, Bonnie's return to Clover Valley wasn't met with universal celebration. Some of the villagers, particularly the older generation, remained skeptical of his stories about the mysterious labyrinth. They clung to their traditional beliefs, viewing the outside world as a dangerous and corrupting influence. They feared that Bonnie's tales of adventure would inspire the younger generation to abandon their responsibilities and seek out reckless thrills. This division within Clover Valley created a new challenge for Bonnie. He realized that it wasn't enough to simply share his experiences. He had to convince his fellow villagers that his journey had been worthwhile, that it had brought back something valuable to their community. He decided to use his newfound knowledge and skills to improve life in Clover Valley. He started by teaching the younger rabbits about the importance of exploration and discovery. He organized expeditions into the surrounding forests, showing them the wonders of nature and teaching them how to survive in the wild. He also encouraged them to read and learn about the world beyond Clover Valley, fostering a spirit of curiosity and innovation. Bonnie also worked to heal the rift between the older and younger generations. He organized community gatherings where they could share their stories and perspectives. He helped them understand that tradition and progress weren't mutually exclusive, that they could learn from the past while embracing the future. As Bonnie worked to unite Clover Valley, Ilara began her own journey of healing. She realized that her overprotectiveness had stemmed from her own grief and fear of loss. She had been so afraid of losing Bonnie that she had tried to control his life, stifling his spirit and preventing him from becoming his true self. With Bonnie's help, Ilara began to confront her grief and let go of her fears. She started to participate in community activities, making new friends and rediscovering her own passions. She realized that life was too short to be lived in fear, and that she needed to embrace the present and look forward to the future. Just as Clover Valley was beginning to heal and thrive, a new threat emerged from the shadows. A pack of ruthless wolves, driven by hunger and desperation, began to encroach upon their territory. They had heard rumors of the prosperous rabbit village and saw it as an easy target. The wolves launched a series of attacks on the outskirts of Clover Valley, stealing crops and livestock. The villagers were terrified and felt helpless against the larger and stronger predators. They turned to Bonnie for guidance, hoping that his experience in the mysterious labyrinth had prepared him for this new challenge. Bonnie knew that he couldn't face the wolves alone. He needed to unite the villagers and work together to defend their home. He used his knowledge of the forest to create a series of traps and defenses. He also trained the younger rabbits in combat, teaching them how to fight bravely and protect themselves.